Yeah, today's probably going to be the last day we play Kayle for a little while. Oh, well, good night long, I guess. Yeah, we're working on finishing up the Kayle guide. We're probably going to try to get that out tomorrow night. But there's a couple relics. It's like I'm pretty sure I know how they're going to turn out, but it's like I need to at least test them a little bit before. That's kind of the Frozen Tomb. I think it's not going to be necessarily the best, but I think it can work. For all the people you could use Frozen Tomb on, I think Kayle is going to be one that is decent. What's your opinion on Kayle? I like her overall. I think she's a lot of fun to play. I think the starting deck, while it looks kind of messed up at the start, or like when you first see it, I think actually playing with it works out very well. I really like her 3-star because it really changes how you approach the game. There's a lot of cards or powers that normally you wouldn't really care about, or they'd be kind of mediocre on most champions. But for Kayle, they're actually really, really good. So I love it when a champion can really change the way you think about the game. And so for me, she's fantastic in that regard. Is the 4-star what tier is she is? With the 4-star, it is pretty good. The fact that this is buffing up your hand constantly, and it's also contributing to Kayle's normal power of when allies with buff stats attack, it's very easy to get those buff stats. You're playing your units, and they're just constantly buffing up your hand. I think it's not crazy, but it definitely works out well for you. Just gives you even more of that scaling. She definitely has some drawbacks. For one, she is entirely unit focused, and outside of her 6-star, she has virtually no removal. I think she even has just one unit that has Challenger. Outside of this, you kind of have no way to deal or get rid of enemy units if you don't have her at 6 stars. So that's definitely a massive drawback. You don't necessarily have great control. You have one stun spell, which, while it's good, and the fact that its burst is great, it is still not really the best if you don't draw that, which is very easy to do. You have no control. And since you're entirely unit focused, you're all about buffing up your units. If you're going up against an enemy that's very good at just stunning, recalling, or flat out killing your units, you're going to have a hard time. Now, a lot of that can be fixed with builds. For one, also this card is fantastic. Being able to kind of cleanse your unit if the enemy's trying to frostbite them or stun them or do anything to your units is a great way to mitigate that. But also going for like Black Shield on your units is pretty good as well. So it's overall, I think she is a good addition to the game. And I think the 6-star is very fun. The 6-star, I'm probably always going to have mixed feelings of it. It's fixing one of her biggest issues, with that being you don't have any removal. Now suddenly you have pretty good removal, and in some situations it's going to be like the best removal in the game. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. The good thing is I think she is still a perfectly fine champion without her 6-star. So it's not like you have to have it, but it definitely helps out a lot. But some matches that effect has no application. The burst shield vault is more powerful in more situations. Yeah, the burst speed shield vault is definitely very good. The fact that you can actually use this to respond to enemies' attacks and it's no longer slow speed is very helpful. And yeah, the blessing, even without the like cleanse effect, it's still a good way, like a 1-cost burst speed buff spell, really solid. So that sometimes you don't need to save it for the negative aspect of it. But against some targets, like going up against Ash, this happens very often. Your Kayle gets frostbitten, you use this, you cleanse your target, and now you get all your stats back. I go for Vayne, I guess. I mean, Vayne is definitely very good. Kayle's a bit better about focusing on all of your units and not just your champion necessarily. Although you can still very much focus on your Kayle. I also really like that she's able to utilize some of the relics, and especially powers that a lot of other champions can't utilize as well. Like for her, Secret Technique is just flat out the best relic possible for her. Secret Technique is so good. 2/4 with burst speed is nice, and the cleanse the bonus, yeah. Also looks like, yeah, the first ad drop while we're talking, so we'll just pause before we do anything else for anyone. But we're going to grab this and head into a match. Because we've been using a lot of the like best builds for Kayle, but I'm trying to also test and put out some gameplay for some of the builds that are going to be a little bit more relatable for people. For one, not a lot of targets actually want to use Frozen Tomb, so if Frozen Tomb can actually be decent for Kayle, it'll be really nice. And try and do some of these builds where you might use a epic relic, but you're primarily using rares, I think is also pretty solid, because yeah, there's going to be people that they have a couple epic relics, but a triple epic relic build is not really approachable for many people. Yeah, not everyone has Secret Technique. Alright, everyone should be back. So the build we're going to try is this right here, Frozen Tomb, Chemtech, and him. So we're going to get the Storm Carved Spire that gets summoned. Now the good thing is we potentially can drop Kayle before this goes off. So we could get 2 Kayles on the board. Both of them having that Chemtech duplicator, we'll be able to massively buff up our targets from our spells. We're going to try to go for the Hymn of Valor. So this is a summon effect. So if we get a second Kayle on the board, she'll be able to summon this, but also our Kayle from the Frozen Tomb will also be able to trigger this. And the Hymn of Valor, really good. Fully heal an ally, double its power and health. This also works to buff up your units in hand, so that's very nice. Now, this isn't really a good build if you have Kayle at 6 stars, since this is a summon effect, and the 6 star is a play effect, but I'm not really necessarily trying to rely on our 6 star. So this could be potentially a solid build for someone that maybe only has Frozen Tomb, they don't have Secret Technique or some of the other really good epic relics, and they're trying to find a build that could make it work. So we're going to try this here. So let's grab this, and I think we'll maybe try to go into Fizz again and maybe see how that goes. Kayle with Seaver's Crest, you get 1 level up attack without fear of some removal. That's my friend cooked up for Kayle. I thought about using that, but I thought it might be a little bit too inconsistent, but we'll see. Chemtech is kind of like Secret Technique in a way, a nice replacement. Exactly, yeah, it kind of functions as a rare version of Secret Technique. All right, let's go for power here. Converging Timelines. You need to play with this more. Grit, Feral Senses. I don't think we necessarily want to play with this right now. Having a unit at the start of the game is not bad. We're often buffing up both the health and power pretty similarly. Not necessarily for Kayle, but I think let's try to get a unit on the board. Let's go for that, and then Crackshot Corsair. I think this is fine. Did you try Corrupted Star on her? Can't remember all the builds you've done. I have not. That's actually one we plan on trying right after this. Because it's another one that's like, I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to work, but I think it's good to actually have to try it out. We'll drop our shield bearer. I think we can go for our gift giver, and we're probably going to do a blessing here. Let's try to see how they block. All right. I guess, yeah, because of the brash, they couldn't block that one. All right, let's see. So we could drop this and kill both of them, but I'm kind of trying not to rely on our 6-star too much. So I think let's drop that one there. I think let's pass and wait for them to attack. I'm a little bit worried actually that they're not going to attack. Okay, with double crackshot Corsair, they should, right? Yeah.
Protector, shield me. Oh, heretic.
Let's talk this out.
Alright, so yeah, all of our units can survive.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Alright, so this will be decent because we can get a Kayle on the board.
Spare the innocent, punish the
And we're going to get another Kayle next round. Now, we do have the +1 starting mana from our 5-star, so if you don't have that, then this is going to be summoning your Kayle the same round you could play her. So if you're not cheating mana in some way, whether that's her Spellblade, their 5-star, or... I mean, it's going to be a tough time going for Starforged with this. Then yeah, you're not really going to be able to play Kayle, so you can't really get the double. Alright, that's doing 2 damage. Let's... Do we care about saving it? I mean, we have enough damage. We don't need the redoubled valor right now. Alright, so here we'll be able to attack and end. This will be a decent backup if the game went on a little bit longer, but we don't need to delay. GG.
The wicked have been brought to justice.
You can get Starforged Gauntlets working, but it's going to take up 2 slots, and if you're also using Frozen Tomb, I don't know if you're really going to want to go for a Frozen Tomb and then 2 relics for Starforged. That's what I was meaning. What's the build? So it's Frozen Tomb, Chemtech Duplicator, and Hymn of Valor. Mobilize, Zenith Blade. Both of these are really good. Storm Calling is excellent for Kayle, just because most of your units will hit that Titanic. So I think we'll go here. That looks pretty good. The one bad thing is we like to play this before we play units, and the Battle Banner means we want to have units on the board, so it's somewhat conflicting there. But yeah, I think we'll grab the Mobilize. Alright, let's go for Support Champion. Renekton, Felios. I suppose Aphelios could be decent, because he's giving you a lot of buff spells. And then he also has a Mountain Goat. I think I'll write that down. I've been working on trying to look at support champions that could work well for Kayle. You always like Renekton, though. Yeah, I kind of want to go for Renekton. This is a build where testing. Renekton buff will buff Kayle. I'm not sure. Alright, let's go down here for Kelp Maidens. Yeah, Shyvana is another one that's also pretty good. Let's get rid of Blinded Mystic. And yeah, we can hold the rest. When I challenge an enemy, give me 2-1 this round. Give me 3-3. Yeah, the Renekton buffs should be able to transfer over to your hand. So we could go for mobilize right away. Sure. Yeah, we can go for Renekton right away. If we were trying to rely on our 6-star a little bit more, we'd probably want to hold him back until he hits the 10 power, but we're kind of trying to not lean on that too much. That is pretty solid, though. Of course, they hit our Kayle. Yeah, we can drop our Wounded White Flame. Yeah, we can go right here. Alright, not too bad. I think we will drop this just because we don't need to worry about banking mana. So let's try to heal up Renekton a little bit there. Alright, so here we can drop our Kayle.
It is for the divine to dispense justice.
And I think let's maybe try to buff up our Renekton since he has that Overwhelm. Alright, so some pretty solid damage down. Alright, so now we're going to get our second Kayle.
Holy fire, burn away the darkness.
Which Kayle does actually have a pretty good summon effect of buffing your whole board. So that's not too bad. And then yes, she dropped another Hymn of Valor. And now since we have double Kayle, any spell we play is going to be duplicated multiple times. So even though this is expensive, I kind of feel like let's drop it here. It's going to really fill up our hand. So it massively buffed up these units, which means it's also buffing up our units in hand. And now they're also greatly cost reduced as well. Sure, let's drop this massive Arachnid. Is that one only... Oh, that's a mini morph. Alright, let's go ahead and buff up one of our Kayles. Alright, looks good. And I think this is, yeah, mini morph's permanent. Oh my word. So we want to replace that, buff that one up. So yeah, if you can get, like, if your games are going a little bit longer, this is a great one to just give you so much finishing power. GG. There's also, if you have the double Kayle, you can get both of them with double attack and Overwhelm, which is pretty good. I'd really like to see Renekton Constellation. Same. I would love... Yeah, Renekton, Azir. That would be great. Since Nasus is coming to Path of Champions, they'll probably do Caitlyn Vi thing, but for the two furry brothers. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they did that. A Shurima event could be pretty good. Let's see. Sunburst, a little pricey. 6 to a unit. Daybreak, Silence It. I think I'll go here, because we could play this for cheaper, and it has a bit of scaling. Sure, we might cut it, but that can be fine. All right, let's get a couple of these, and let's go for Squeaker. Let's get rid of Winged Messenger. I don't think they have elusives, but honestly, I'm actually not sure. Sure, we can drop our Shield Breaker. And we can go for Gift Giver here.
These will protect you.
Giving chase.
Alright, so I think this one's strong enough to kill any, but it could die. We could go for more damage with the Sting Officer. I guess let's attack and see if they block anyone. Okay, there we go. We like to keep our units alive, if possible. Sure. I think let's drop our Renekton. That did almost level him. I kind of think they're probably not going to attack. All right, let's go ahead and drop our Kayle. And normally we would want to be buffing up Kayle. We could save our redoubled valor for another round, or well, next round, so when it will go off even more. But I think it's gonna be fine here. We might not quite end, but that's okay. Sure, we can drop this right here.
On wings of fire, hope ascends.
It is pretty good how both Kayles are just buffing up our entire board. And yeah, using one of the redoubled valors before we hit the Chemtech duplicator range isn't bad, since the Kayle's going to make another one. I think let's try to spread out the buffs a little bit here. Just so they don't have a good target to try to get rid of everything. Sure, we can drop this. It is fun how our units in hand just get absolutely massive.
They are dead.
Hi. GG. Nice.
Those that cry out for justice shall have it.
The Mel's coming into League, so they usually do the voiceover at the same time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they already did her voiceover a while ago. But yeah, they were ready to release her, so they should have everything other than the new stuff they're supposed to add. Yeah, they are trying to go in much more of a Noxus route based on their recent cinematic. Toast, you sure there's enough damage? Yeah, it's a little crazy. Which is good, though. Blessed and Targon, you pretty much always want to grab this anytime you see it, because then you get the battle banner on it, which is so good. Which I've actually seen it fairly often, which is quite nice. We have enough gold. Let's try to hit up the shop here. Mahira, pretty much always good, and Divine Cleric, actually. Both of those are almost always worth grabbing. Sure, we'll get Titanic Wake. It's one of the best possible powers. Let's, yeah, honestly get both of these because they're both really good for us. Yeah, I think that's solid. Let's go here for Healer. I think we can get rid of the Ruthless Predator. We have enough other buff cards, so that's fine. And Poppy will be annoying. We don't have any Spell Shield, but let's go for it.
Huh? You want me? Well, okay.
They could release LeBlanc and Vladimir at the same time. It'll be interesting to see the approach they take for Vladimir. Maybe going for a lot of, like, not damaging effects like Tom Kench, but a lot of drain effects. That could be interesting. Although they don't really like giving us lifesteal. But I mean, we do already have Gwen, so there is that drain. Sure. It's like there are a lot of really good cards we could go for, but this isn't too bad. Another nice thing with this build is we don't have to be as worried about not drawing our champion, since we already kind of have a backup version. Mobilize wouldn't be terrible. But I think let's actually try to use our blessing almost every round, because it just gives us so many stats. Also, most of their removal is slow speed. We could play this at any time. I think we should probably hold off and wait until we really need that.
Looking for a hero for my hero.
That is a lot of units.
I found a hero. Yeah, where? What are you looking at me for?
All right, they still might recall this unit, so we don't want to use our blessing yet. Do we want to go for Renekton? Pretty much anything we play, there's a high likelihood they just immediately recall it. I think let's actually try to drop this and see what they do to block.
Justice, but keep hope alive.
So if we can, yeah, kill their Poppy right there, that is really good. Because their Keeper's Verdict is also Poppy's champion spell. So if they can keep playing this, they can keep shuffling it back into their deck so they have an almost infinite amount. So that's actually really good. And then, yeah, we could drop Renekton. And then since we're at the 6 stars, there just goes everyone. Sure, they're out of mana, so we can play this here. And we'll probably just try to attack and do as much damage as we can. This is able to just buff us up so much more than normal because of that battle banner.
While I breathe, I hope.
There we go. GG. Yeah, the Warwick Relic is probably going to be really good for whenever Vladimir comes out. The damaging your own units, like, there's going to have to be some element of that in Vlad's kit. I mean, even just his level up, his units have survived damage like 5 times. So the Warwick Relic is going to be very good whenever Vlad comes out. Dragon Tooth isn't bad. I think we'll go for Kayle with the Colossal Hammer. It wouldn't be terrible to just focus on our Renekton, because he is just always a very good unit. But yeah, we'll try to still focus on Kayle a little bit more. Gearing up, Spellslinger. These are all 3 of these are actually quite good. Spellslinger just obviously makes all of our spells a little bit more playable. Gearing up can be pretty good to have units on the board, but then they both have augment, so that's just another element that lets them scale up. I think we'll go for the Spellslinger, but yeah, all of these are good. All right, spells chest, item chest. I think we'll go for the item chest. Let's go up for Shelly. They could go insane and do a Kayle and don't add any Vlad followers to the deck. I mean, that's possible, but with Kayle, it does actually work out pretty well. Here, let's get rid of the Marauder, even though we could drop it right away and trigger our 6-star. Let's get rid of Blessing because we're going to generate this anyways. I think we're still going to go for the Mobilize. I like just getting all of our units cost reduced right at the start. Actually, we could wait and drop this one. This is actually one you can play and it'll immediately hit Titanic, which is really, really good. But we need the Daybreak effect for that. Alright, so we still have the attack token.
On foot.
I think let's try to attack, see how they block. We might still lose a unit, but this will help buff up our Kayle.
I never surrender.
Alrighty. That's not too bad. And yeah, I think let's actually go right here, just so we can get their Shelly off the board round 1. Alright, not too bad. We can drop the gem for free. Sure. This is going to annihilate their board, but that's going to kind of happen regardless. And yeah, the Titanic Wake just gives us so many buffs. All right, let's go ahead and drop our Kayle.
Mine is a solemn duty.
Experience grants wisdom
And I think let's just go ahead and drop this right away to make her as big as possible. Oh, we could have used our blessing first. That would have been a good idea. I think we'll actually put this somewhere else. She already has enough stats to end.
On wings of fire, hope ascends.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack. And then, yeah, this should be more than enough to end unless they have some way to stop Kayle. GG. Nice.
Rejoice, for evil has been defeated.
Yeah, it was just the wording. Yeah, I do hope they I really like that element of hurting your own units to get the benefit and further their scaling. So I really like Tahm Kench. I really like a lot of the Shadow Isles that also are all about damaging or just flat out killing your own units. So that is really nice. I do hope they lean into that for Vlad. They're obviously going to have to go a bit of a different approach, so they probably can't really go for scaling like Tahm Kench did. But I think Vlad, especially if they hopefully lean into his units and give us a couple of them, could be pretty good. Here, a couple extra copies of Kayle is good. 1/1 solid, and then Fury is also excellent. They can go full drain or full regen. Yeah, having regen would be good. That way they can survive the hits, but they don't have to just be scaling through them. Because scaling really is Tahm Kench's thing, and especially once he gets his constellation, it's probably going to double down on that. Let's go for the item chest. Getting more mobilized, not too bad. It's a fun card. Let's see. We don't really need that at all. Let's actually leave and see Smooth Soloist or Champion item. Let's do a reroll. Ally dies. That's fine, but normally doesn't matter too much. Oh my word. Okay, welcome gifts is fine. And we still have over 300 gold. After winning this, we'll have over 400. So we still should be able to get a good power here. So let's go up for Shark Trainer. Like a little bit, I think. Some unit scale, others if they take damage. I mean, some of the cards will have baseline scaling. So having something, maybe like a 2-star that gives you a little bit of scaling, like how Yasuo has when your units strike, they get 1 power. Or for Ashe, when your units specifically kill someone with 0 power, they get 1/1. Maybe an aspect like that where it's not the main core of the kit, but there's a little bit in there that you can try to scale up your units. That wouldn't be too bad. I think this is fine. We like to have a lot of units with our mobilize. All right, let's drop this one. Yeah, we can go for this here. So our Kayle is already Titanic, so we could drop her. I think that could be fun. Sure, let's go ahead and drop our Kayle. We'll have enough mana for our blessing. All right, let's go for a blessing of Targon. And we can drop some of these other units right here. Yeah, the mobilize is pretty great. Oh, goodness. All right, GG. Nice.
The wicked have been brought to justice.
When you drain a unit, X happens. The Darken from Wish. Yeah, I would hope that they gave Vlad a little bit more drain mechanics and made that more of his gimmick. I think that would be pretty good. We can go for a Sacrificial Scholar. Yeah, those are okay, but this isn't too bad. Let's go for a Smooth Soloist here. Stabilize. Not terrible, but I think we could do better. Sweet Solitude is good, Fixer Upper is good, but I think we'll go for the Domination just so we can attack every round. Well, I think we'll actually go for the Fixer Upper. This will make us end faster, but we don't necessarily want to end too fast. We don't go to too aggro. If we can show off the build a little bit more, that wouldn't be too bad. Let's go for Fixer Upper. All right, let's hit up a healer. Let's see. Yeah, I can get rid of the Blinded Mystic. And let's go for Fizz, but also add drop, so we'll just pause for anyone in there. Yeah, Vlad learned Hemomancy from his Darkened Master when he's a slave in Shurima. It's kind of crazy, Vlad's lore. Yeah, Vlad's lore goes pretty hard. So yeah, just about a minute, and then everyone will be back. Also, hopefully not, but I might get interrupted in stream today because our washing machine is having issues. So we had to send the work order in for someone to come look at it. So hopefully that doesn't happen during stream, but we'll have to see. You know what? I really want Aurelion 6-star. See, I don't. I think he's totally fine the way he is. I would prefer like everyone else gets stuff before him. Like, he already is a champion that just annihilates everything. I feel like there's not really a point. Alright, everyone should be back. I think let's get rid of Mahira and Blessing since we're going to generate this anyways. Yeah, this could be fine. Alright, so we didn't get our Mobilize. We could drop Sun Guardian right away. Sure. So it triggered. It triggered the Titanic threshold, and so that's why it's absolutely massive. Alright, I suppose let's just attack. This is the fun thing with Kayle. She's another one of those champions that scales so well with different powers that Kayle at the end of the adventure can just be absolutely ridiculously strong. Which, I mean, makes sense for her kind of play pattern. Alright, let's drop our Mobilize. Sure. Alright, so we have a couple units we can play for free. And we can drop our Kayle. Oh man, she's going to. She's gonna annihilate. Oh man. Alright, let's go ahead and try to buff her up. And sure, we can spread out the buffs a little bit more. And we can also do some silly things like this.
Grant us your guidance. We have need of you.
Alright, so this kind of got a little bit out of hand.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you. Follow my song to safer harbor.
We tend to fire.
Ah, GG.
Turn.
Our devotion will not be broken.
It's more that I don't think he's broken. I think he just feels a bit lacking with just the 4-star in the flavor looks way, not an actual power. I mean, a big way you kind of fix that, though, I feel like is through builds. Black Cleaver on everything and cheating out level 2 champs like there's no tomorrow. Black Cleaver is actually one that's pretty crazy on Kayle. All right, that build was actually a little bit better than I was thinking. Now, yeah, since we are at 6 stars, we were able to clear some of these before the extra Kayle actually popped out. And if you don't have any way to cheat out mana and you're just stuck at like the 2 stars, then you won't really be playing Kayle. She'll just be popping out of the landmark. But that is pretty solid, as you're just getting Kayle for free then. She's triggering her very good summon effect. And then if you get any cost reduction for her, you can get the double Kayle. Also, the Chemtech Duplicator is a great alternative if you don't have the Secret Technique. While Secret Technique is fantastic, I think these couple of relics are actually very good for Kayle. So if you notice your Kayle matches are going a little bit longer, you maybe don't have a full Epic Relic collection, I think this will actually be a pretty solid build for you. And yeah, once you get into that late game, you just have so much power, especially if you get double Kayle, both of them having their duplicator, you just get so many stats, you can just steamroll the enemy. Does anyone know if the bug that doesn't put items on cooldown in the Emporium can trigger on reliquaries? Because it happens to me with the forges. Yes. At least people have said that it does happen. I haven't had it happen to me before, but yeah, I have heard people say that it can happen to them. But I know it's happened to when I used to buy forges all the time. For me, I kind of have so many of them that I don't think I've bought any for a while. Yeah, I have 24, and I think all my champions are maxed. There's maybe like 1 or 2 here or there that only has 2 epics. Yeah, I kind of stopped buying them because there wasn't really a point anymore. All right, what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be throwing on Corrupted Star Fragment. Now, I think this should be a bit of a mixed bag for Kayle. For one, killing your units as Kayle isn't great because you want all the buffs, or you want to have your units and not really be losing them. But getting all your buffs on Kayle is really solid because she can get that double attack overwhelm, which is such a busted combination. So triggering that earlier isn't bad. And yeah, it should also work, since it's a grant, that all those buffs then go in hand as well. So it should be pretty decent. I think for this one, I don't necessarily want to go for any epic relics. The other one, we were trying to specifically test out 1 epic relic. So not really sure if there's other ones I really want to go for. We honestly might just go for Blade Rack. That could be pretty decent to make sure we get the best trades. Nice to come home, toast streaming. Just got home with my exam, got a B+. Nice, congrats. Yeah, we'll definitely have to test to make sure Corrupted Star Fragment is actually saving the buffs for you, but it should. Pretty much everything else like that works. Berserker's Buckle to scale her up even more. Oh, right, I also wanted to try a Gatebreaker build. I think after this, we might go for a Gatebreaker build. That could be fun. Deceiver's Crest could be interesting. Kill my supported ally and grant me its keywords and stats. Give an ally can't take damage or die this round. Potentially, we could give that to a unit, and then Kayle could try to kill them, and then still get the stats. Yeah, I think we won't go for the overwhelm because we're going to try to rely on Kayle having that overwhelm to be able to kill units. Wriggles, I mean, Wriggles could be okay, to be honest. Collector, we would trigger the Collector. That actually isn't the worst. I think we're going to try the Deceiver's Crest. We might not use it on the other person next to us, but just trying to have this, like, pocket save our champion could be decent. So I think this could be interesting to try. Archangels. Yeah, Archangels could be good as well. That wouldn't be too bad. Studying Masters of Communication. Nice. Yeah, we could do the one that gives her the copy every round. But I have already tried some of these. I think, yeah, we'll try Deceivers. I'm sure there could be better options here, but we're kind of just trying to test out different builds. So let's grab this one here. Where would we want to be going? Let's maybe try to go for Swain again. We don't have the same ways to be able to protect ourselves with the turret plating. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and try this out. If we could get some lifesteal, we could then put it on our Kayle. And I'm also going to go turn off the air because it's getting a little too warm. All right, let's go for power. Hey, look, sorcery. Phalanx is also pretty good, but we'll go ahead and grab this because it's just so good for Kayle. Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, let's go for Reckless. Yeah, we don't need any Archangels here. I'm fine with this. We know we're going to draw our Kayle, so we don't need a reroll.
Unyielding light.
Oh, it is a great day for a raid.
All right, let's attack, and hopefully they try to block.
Everything is on the line.
Nice. But yeah, we are going to end up taking a lot more damage.
Who's ready to wreck it?
All right, I think let's go for a Mystic. That way we can buff this unit up, and I mean, that was going to give a lot of extra damage. But yeah, I think let's silence a City Breaker. Could go for a Blessing, but I think let's keep that unit from attacking.
My path is set.
All right, so we're just trying to mitigate damage as much as possible. All right, so here we can go for Kayle. She hasn't really been buffed up too much yet. And she doesn't have the Overwhelm yet,
Deliverance.
which is kind of the annoying thing about Kayle.
Scorching light.
All right, I think let's try to kill a couple of these. Does a little bit suck that unit's going to die. Sure. We could potentially have, like, waited
Holy fire. Burn away the darkness.
and try to kill more units with targeting. That wouldn't have been terrible. A stun. How fun. And we don't have our cleanse spell at the moment. I think, again, let's drop this here.
She called me.
I came to fight.
And we can drop this one right here.
A little love for those who need it.
Now we have fun.
I cannot turn back.
So So I think they changed it so this one doesn't... Yeah, it goes the full cost. Alright, so Corrupted Star Fragment says, kill my supported ally and grant me its stats and keywords. So it doesn't say kill my supported ally to grant me its stats and keywords.
They are downed.
So we'll test to see if it works here.
Heed the path.
So we'll see if it gets the stats, but if not, we're already ending. Yep, she gets the stats. Solid. GG. You know when we'll get your Kayle guide? Trying to get it done for tomorrow. That's part of today. We're testing out these builds, so I have a better scope of what to recommend during the guide. But yeah, trying to finish all the guide stuff today to get it out for you tomorrow. Let's see. Take Heart. Sure. It's a solid one. It's way cheaper than both of these. Storm Calling is excellent. So sure. Nice. Are there many fun builds that are worth investing in a second Stalker's Blade? Yes. I only own 7 Epic Relics. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like double Stalkers. For one, it can be good for Garen to immediately level him. It can be really, really good for Kayn to immediately level him and get some kills, especially because Kayn, you drop him, he gets 2 strikes off, immediately recalls to a 0 cost, and you can drop him again. So yeah, the double Stalkers is pretty good. Alright, support champion. Jax is one that I kind of wanted to consider. Cataclysm, having this at the start of the game isn't too bad. Rumble. I think we'll go for Jarvan, although he is a little bit pricey. Having Cataclysm at the start, though, could be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, LeBlanc, Lilia, Ahri, those are also a couple other really good ones. That's true. All for the double Stalkers. School Assembly or Legion Marauder. I think last time we went to the bottom, so let's go up top for shop. So Manasol. Pike, yeah, Pike's another one. There's a good amount of champions to use double Stalkers. I think we don't need double blinded. And I think we get one of their winged messengers. Alright, so no Kayle. That's a little bit sad for us. We could drop the shield bearer. But Wounded White Flame immediately can be pretty good to try to give us some good scaling and some good removal. Granted, we're 1 away. Oh, that's sad. Sure, let's hit this one, try to get them a bit lower. Because we'll regen up later. Mr. Nachos, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
No one's the wiser.
All right, let's see. All right, this one is over the power threshold. So let's go ahead and drop this one, I think. Yeah, let's do some good damage for us. Although I wouldn't mind dropping a couple 2 costs. Let's maybe see what this hits here. Alright, hit our other 4 costs, but I think that can actually be fine. Let's silence this one, I think.
Starts burning in Starfire.
Nice. Yeah, these city breakers are a little bit rough for us. Let's drop this here because it could possibly hit Kayle. It did not. Alright, let's go ahead and drop Kayle. So we can get all these stats over on her. We can kill that guy, kill that one. Alright, pretty good. And let's see. So this is going to be 15 stats that should hit our hand. So this one's at 11, 13, 8, 5, 15, 12. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so those stats do get carried over into your hand. So that's not too bad.
On wings of fire, hope ascends!
All right, so that's dealing 8 damage short. Let's drop this here just to protect him since it'll be free. Dropping Jarvan would give us a free attack. We could also let this unit attack because he would also pull out Jarvan. Sure, let's go for it. I mean, I guess we could attack with Kayle as well. That also could have worked. Because, yeah, she does have the double attack, and just because she's stunned, she can still attack if you use that.
Glory and light!
Oh, that's silly.
I know the path.
She already has enough damage, so we don't need to kill Jarvan. Alright, GG.
Rejoice, for evil has been defeated!
Every attack you summon one that strikes twice. One when used to see technique. You can keep Cataclysm a little bit later, get more out of the board. White 2/2, spell my turn anyways. Anything that can resummon a lot of champs that needs to strikes level look good. That's actually one thing for Kayle, is that anytime you're summoning units, it's really good for you because it's triggering your 4-star. So especially if you're starting off, just getting the like Emperor's Dais, where it summons the Sand Soldier when you attack, even that is going to be giving you some decent scaling, which can be quite nice. I think we're actually going to go for Divine Judgment, just to get the Battle Banner on it, and then also the Grifter's deck, so that when we're playing it normally for free, hopefully, we'll be able to just benefit from all of these. So that can be okay. I'm a little bit worried about Lord Broadmane, but let's try to go for the shop. Ooh, Bottle Constellation, we'll have to grab that. I don't think... So this one doesn't scale up our units in hand the same way that like the 4-star does, but I think it's still solid. Let's go for the Bottle Constellation because this is just like the best card in the game. And yeah, this is fine. Let's go here. Let's get rid of one of the gift givers. I'm actually fine with the rest. The Blinded Mystic to silence their Broadmane wouldn't be too bad. Alright, nice. We have Kayle. Sure, we can drop this. I think since they get the +1 power from the one ability we just got, they'll get the strike off, or the...
Protects me.
Nope, still doesn't work. Alright, good to know. Let's try to drop this. Do we care about a Bottle of Constellation? We draw another unit. I think we'll save it for another round.
A little for those who need it. Be brave.
Yeah, we'll attack because anyone they block with isn't bad for us. Alright, that's doing 2 damage, but it's probably gonna, yeah, die anyways because of Lord Broadmane, which is fine.
Be brave.
Let's drop this here. There we go. So it hit this unit. So he is going to kill Lord Broadmane just when played.
I see the heavens blaze, stars burning in starfire.
Nice. Alright, so we'll drop our Kayle.
Spare the innocent, punish the wicked.
All the stuns. Let's try to buff up Kayle and stun that one. Granted, they might stun us a little bit more. Let's go for Bottle of Constellation.
The bite doesn't hurt, but the venom sure does.
Yeah, so that's not too much of a surprise.
Fang's turn. I see the heavens flames, gods burning in starfire. I see the living rise as one to watch.
All right, so yeah, we need a target for this to work on. I think we'll drop this next round. Although we have so many of these that I do kind of want to just keep dropping them and seeing how much damage we can push this round. Nice.
Deliver thy message, celestial attendant.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets. Heed the bar.
All right. GG. So Runeterra's gone the full single-player route. Haven't played in 2 years, but it looks kind of good. Yes, so you can still play PvP. They still are doing rotations. So you can still play that side of the game, but they're not really supporting it anymore, as in adding more cards to it or doing a lot of balance changes. It's primarily focused on the PvE game mode, so it's more of a rogue light single player experience, which is a lot of fun. All right, let's see. Blinded Mystic, Elixir of Iron, Purify. Some of these actually could be pretty good. Like, being able to cleanse a lot of the enemy targets wouldn't be terrible. Sure, let's try to go for it. I don't have any hopes for PvP, but used to love Hearthstone SP. That is non-existent now. Not sure what you mean by SP. Don't know what that stands for, because I played almost zero Hearthstone or Hearthstone. Let's go for the champion item. Single player? Okay, that makes sense. Shadow Totem, not terrible. We could actually use Kayle to eat the other Kayle. That can be pretty good. Deathless is also solid. Actually, Vampiric Scepter, I kind of want all three of these together. Vampiric Scepter can help our sustain issues, but I think I'll try to start with Shadow Totem. Yeah, we're at 39 out of 50. I think we'll still end up cutting a card, even though we could heal a good amount. We can get rid of the Gallant Rider, and let's try to go for Jhin.
In carnage I bloom like a flower in the dawn.
So it makes me happy this game seems to be pulling it off. Yeah, like the game is still much smaller in scope than it used to be, because there were a bunch of layoffs, which is sad. But the game is improving dramatically as far as the single player element, now that they're just focusing on it. Pretty much every patch that's come out since they focused on the single player has made great improvements to the game. So it's already in a great spot, and it's just getting better. Do we care about the Purify here? I think we're fine. It's going to be better for other opponents later. Let's get rid of the Divine Judgment. Yeah, we can open with this one.
In shining sunlight.
I will give them a show to remember.
Right, they always play that card first.
Scorching light.
Let's attack first and see how they block. They might not block at all.
You cannot sway me.
All right, solid.
Trespassers.
Yeah, we could probably use another blocker.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Let the show begin.
All right, that's doing 2 damage to everyone. That unit is going to get stunned. I think let's go ahead and try to save this one, because the other one's getting stunned anyways. Oof. Oh, well, yeah.
I knew you'd find your mark eventually.
So we could go for the Cataclysm to try to get a attack off and kill one of their units, because this attack is going to hurt. Let's drop the gem, see what we get. It's like we could save the Cataclysm for Kayle. I think let's try to reduce down the damage we're taking a little bit.
I have prepared something very special.
So yeah, killing a couple targets, because otherwise we're just taking so much damage. Alright, so this will be a little risky. We might get stunned right away, but we kind of just need to drop Kayle. Right, I kind of forgot about the 6-star, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Also, it looks like ad drops. We'll just pause and hold off. Don't want anyone to get hit by that. Yeah, we're pausing. Although I think I'm going to go get a drink. So I will... let's see. Yeah, I'll hold off and do that later. I was gonna go get a drink, but I was like, I still have my water, it's fine. Yeah, a lot of the choices they made, even the ones that they maybe were incorrect on, you can still see why they made it, and it's not like it's a bad choice in a vacuum. Like trying to focus on putting out more champions, but then making so the champions maybe don't have a cinematic or voice lines. I think there's going to be a decent amount of people that are fine with that trade-off. So it's not like it's just a flat-out wrong decision for all situations. But that was one the community was like, no, we want to have less champions and just have them be better. So it makes sense. All right, everyone's back. So we can go ahead and attack like this. We can drag this one aside so it can't get in the way. We could go for a blessing here. We also have enough for our Targon. I think we'll attack like this and see what they do.
Of course I'm ready.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
On wings of fire, hope ascends.
What good power
So we'll drop
cannot be
a
used?
Jarvan, because then the other Jarvan will turn into
Demacian, fight for your king.
another spell, another Cataclysm.
The artist, the stage, the actor, the grave.
All right, so we can go ahead and play this right here. And there's a lot of things we could play, but this is going to be more than enough.
For the king.
So GG. Nice.
Fine work, soldier. Fine work.
Nomad's Medallion is really good. Let's just play her a little bit earlier, get more attacks in. Phage isn't bad, especially since we now have two versions, or dropping Kayle twice because of the ephemeral copy. But I think we'll go for the Nomad's Medallion, just get her on the board a little bit earlier. Technically, we could play her round 1, so that could be interesting. Let's go for power here. Phalanx is really, really good. So, sure, we can grab that one. And even though this kind of hard counters us, we'll go the hard route. Yeah, let's go for it. PvE is getting lots of love, even though they don't. And a billion new things, all the patches. And we get good, constant stream of content. They'll add a billion new things. The patches we still get good constant stream content. Yeah, we get a solid patch every month. Like last month it was a little bit longer just because of Christmas breaks. It was an extra 2 weeks in there, so it felt a little bit bad. But that's always the worst period of the year as far as content releases. But yeah, pretty much every month we're getting normally multiple new champions, often new adventures, a new battle pass every month. It's pretty good. Blinding Mystic is okay. Let's get rid of Divine Judgment. This Blessing is probably going to be pretty clutch here, actually. Alright, so she's not going to be very big, but let's go ahead and drop her. And they both actually buff each other up a decent amount. Alright, this should cleanse the stun. Yes. So yeah, we can get him off the board, which would be pretty nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack like this.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
Alright, let's try to silence some of these, just so we're not taking that damage anymore. Alright, perfect.
Holy fire, burn away the darkness.
The prettier the rose, the sharper the thorns.
Alright, so they're probably still going to be able to stun us. But we could play something like this. Yeah, there's the stun. But we got a good amount of damage down. Gift Giver, if we drop this, we won't be able to go for the stun. This will be able to block. I think we'll probably still go for the stun. We'd like this to be able to deal the 3 damage.
Follow my lead.
Okay. Nice. Ooh, and a 1-cost Divine Judgment. That is excellent.
Need just a moment.
Glory and light.
Yeah, we'll try to attack again. This is one of the ones where playing it slow often gets you punished
Illumination.
because they have so many stuns. So we're going to try to attack. They do, I think, have like 1 fast speed stun, so that could really affect us here, but hopefully they don't have it. Nope, GG. Nice. It's so nice they took the PvE route after playing PvP games for years. It's nice to have a PvE option that gets updated regularly. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like you can hop in the new month, play everything, enjoy it, and then maybe just going to play your daily quests and kind of having this be like a background game. I think it works out very well. Sharp Sight's not bad. Wounded White Flame. I think I'll count on us drawing our champion, so let's maybe go for this one right here. Alright, Duplicate. Spellslinger. Spellslinger would be good, but sure, we can have some fun with Duplicate. Alright, shop, let's see here. Stabilize. Sure, let's just get even more copies of our champion. Let's see. Smooth Soloist. Sure, we can head over there. So let's go for Glory Seeker. If we drop our Kayle turn 1, we're gonna have like a full board of just Kayles, pretty much. Let's get rid of that. Alright, this will be a little bit silly.
Only the guilty need fear me.
Interesting. So the other one from Duplicate doesn't summon the ephemeral copy. Huh. Alright, let's... Oh. I just realized a couple things. For one, we could drop this for free. But also, we could go for Cataclysm and buff everyone up. so we could use this right here. It'll buff up everyone, take out one target, deal some good damage. Sure. We could save this for next round. All right, so we're gonna eat the ephemeral ones. Yeah, let's go like this. We could just go for a damage and drag these ones like aside, but I think we might as well just kill their units. All right, so this will be a little bit silly. Fun.
Holy fire, burn away the darkness.
Nothing can stop me.
All right, so we're probably gonna drop one of these just... Oh my word, this has gotten so many stats. This is the only unit in hand. So it's now just absolutely massive.
Unyielding light.
Yeah, we can trigger... This one's faded. And I think we're gonna play this here just to buff up our board,
Radiant.
but also to get some of these shuffling back in.
For virtue.
Alright, so this will just be GG. This unit has 100 because it got all of the buffs from Corrupted Star Fragment. It's not even killing that unit. Alright. GG. It would be kind of controversial, but I wouldn't be against adding packs and dialing back a bit of the free-to-play to have it sustain itself, in my opinion at least. I mean, yeah, that would cause kind of a shit show. I mean, they already do add a lot of stuff for you to be able to buy to support the game. I think it's at a pretty good spot right now. Wish it was full epic relic build, would have been even nuttier. I mean, we're trying to have these ones be a little bit more relatable. This going off twice, I don't think would really do anything. I mean, it would make the battle banner go off twice, but this would be nice. Although getting just more copies of this actually wouldn't be bad. But I think we can drop this one here. Alright, Smooth Soulless. Let's see what we can get. Hydrocation is not bad. Spell Slinger does let us play even more. We have 6 rerolls, though. Let's try to see, like, honestly, a couple of these are really good. But let's see if we can get anything even nuttier. Mana Flow is pretty good. So I think I'm probably just going to waste these rerolls, but let's keep looking. Actually, Bigglestash could be pretty good. We're going to have a lot of created units. Yeah, we can grab that. Let's go for Healer. Nose started leaking out of nowhere. Fun. I think probably get rid of the Scholar. Or the Winged Mess. Actually, they do have a elusive. Yeah, the Scholar's fine. Alright, time for Swain.
Show them their place.
I mean, there's already so many stuff people can buy in the game. I think the game should be fine as far as supporting itself. I don't think they should be trying to get more money out of people that already don't want to pay. Because, like, right now, you can buy, there's tons of bundles you can buy. You can buy Nova Crystals. There's the, like, XP bundle they drop, the Star Crystal bundle, the Gemstone bundles. There's a lot of stuff you can buy in the game if you're wanting to support it. Oh, you mean for PvP players only? I mean, yeah, technically they have skins and stuff, but those don't sell the best. Let's give it a Blinded Mystic and the Take Heart. Alright, so again, they might stun Kayle right away, or drop that one unit that has the free attack, but let's try to get it. I guess the Trifarian.
Reporting for duty.
Bestow upon them the gifts of our empire.
So we could immediately attack. If we refill, is it going to be too much we could do? We go for a blessing and a cataclysm. Again, we should probably wait for the cataclysm. I think we'll still try to drop this right here.
Deliverance. Truth, guide my sword. Deliverance.
Alright, so we'll be able to do a decent amount of damage here. We can have that one kill their Swain. We can get rid of a couple of these city breakers. So yeah, we are doing a lot of damage. I think let's buff up this one. We don't really want them to have too many good targets. And if we can keep all of our units at max health so Swain's Suffer doesn't trigger, that would be pretty good.
Holy fire, burn away the darkness.
Coming in hot!
Alright, I think let's drop this one here.
Divinity.
And then go for our Cataclysm. Yeah, kill that target, do a ton of damage. Sure, dropping this is going to completely wipe their board. Doesn't seem too bad. We could refill our mana and drop some more units. Sure.
What news have you, divine one?
They are down.
Alright, so here we're going to attack, do a bunch of damage. Should be more than enough to end. But I mean, if not, we have some of the giant units and we play some spells. But yeah, this should be pretty good. Alright, GG. Nice.
Those that cry out for justice shall have it.
My problem is the card in itself is the description, is the distribution of the white outline card. It looks like an Uno card. All right, that was really good, especially the Corrupted Star Fragment. Great that it's able to also give those stats to your hand as well. So you're not only getting them on Kayle, you're also getting them for in hand. So it does help soften the blow of losing that unit. I still think it's not something you necessarily want to always take on your Kayle, but it can definitely be pretty solid. So overall, it's a pretty solid relic. And then the Challenger, pretty much what we figured. It's fine to have, not necessarily super needed. And then the Deceiver's Crest, nice that it does work with your Corrupted Star Fragment, so you are able to make that unit invulnerable and then use Corrupted Star Fragment to try to kill it, but you still get all the stats. But yeah, you probably could use a better card here or a better relic, such as just going for like Overwhelm or Archangel Staff. That would probably be a little bit more consistent, but overall, another solid rare relic build for Kayle. I spent $0 on LOR, have all of the cards in PvP, have all the blue and green relics, and their copies for PvE. Have like 10 epic relics. PvE is fine. Wish we knew the data though. Yeah, that would be nice. I think, yeah, the game is in a pretty good spot for monetization. There's very approachable things people can buy to get great value, such as like the Battle Pass or most of the like celebration bundles. I think that's very approachable for most people if they want to support the game. But then for those people that want to spend a lot more money, there's plenty of bigger, more expensive bundles that people can get. All right, that was pretty fun. I think the last build we're going to try is going to be a Gatebreaker build, because I think that'd be kind of funny. So let's try to go for double Gatebreaker. And I think we'll go for Secret Technique. We're going to try to play this very similarly to Ashe, where we try to just have our champion in hand and then have them get all the buffs, drop them, and have them nuke the enemy nexus. I think that could be pretty fun. So let's grab this here and... who do we want to go for? Sure, I think we can go for Viego again as just a decent one. All right, let's see what we can get for a power here. Biggle Dust, we don't do that too much by default. Bastille can be fine. Let's try to find something a little bit better. Okay, Sorcery. Sorcery's always great. Let's grab that and go for Spiderling. We know we're going to draw our champion. Let's get rid of Blinded Mystic and the Winged Messenger. We want to try to get all of our other units out of hand, so we just get our Kayle. Sure, we can drop this first. Alright, so massive buffs. That Secret Technique will be really nice here. Sure, we could wait, but we'll just try to get this out of hand. Yeah, we need to try to just play all of our units. Alright, so... we want the enemy's units to die.
You spurn my gift?
Although, to be honest, it's not... yeah, this will be good. There we go. Let's drop this one here. She still has not been hit a single time from anything. That's honestly impressive.
These gems grant a wearing
Oh, she got 1 power. Alright, so we could normally drop her, but she only has 1 power right now. Let's drop this first. Then go for this one here. Alright, so she's finally starting to get hit. Also, attacking with all those units will be pretty good for buffing her up as well. But I think at this point, we're kind of getting carried just by our Secret Technique and our 6-star. Alright, so we can fizzle that attack there. Alright, and here we'll drop Kayle, and she'll actually be able to do a ton of damage. GG. Oh, nice. Yeah, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Either. Pretty much the only other collectible card games I've played is this one. I don't really care about any of these, to be honest. I think we'll play this one just because it's the cheapest. It'll be the easiest to get out of hand if we draw it. Support champion. We want someone with a lot of spells or cheap units. Sure, we can go for Aphelios. Although Kayn isn't bad, especially with the 6-star, Kayn can be very, very good with that. So he is actually quite solid. Sure. He can be fun with the 6-star. Item chest. Cut a card. We can go for the item chest. So Mist Wraith. Magic's problem is the constant release of new product and the balance of some special sets. Toast, you could try Bloom's Card Storms. Is an interesting game. That's one thing I'm gonna hopefully be able to do more. For some reason, my stream really doesn't like it as far as like stream quality. Whenever I try a different game, whenever I do that, it's just like plummets really hard. But when we move to the new house and get better internet, we're probably going to have more times where we're branching out and trying other games. So possibly in the next couple months. This is pretty good. Multiple spells. I kind of want to wait for him to hit the 10 power. Let's drop this here. Oh, it's crazy how many stats you get. All right, let's drop this, see who gets hit. All right, so not Kayn yet. We could drop the Blind Mystic. Sure, let's grant this, and let's actually silence that one.
God's burning starfire. I cannot turn back.
All right, not too bad. Yeah, Secret Technique is just so good. We'll drop this here to kind of determine who we want to play. She went to 7. Not great. So we could play Arcane. We'll try to risk passing. Please play something. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted.
Darkness.
Yeah. I was risking it. I was hoping they were going to play one more unit. So here's some of the fun things you can do with Kayn, though. So yeah, we drop him here.
I will not.
He immediately levels. Now, the one issue is he can get reset back down, which is a bit sad.
The undoing. Yes, yours.
Yeah, let's go ahead and buff him up. All right, so she still has not really been hit by too much, which is definitely a little bit sad. Let's drop this here, see if... Nope, still nothing. All right, we'll go for the Winged Messenger. All right, it's not even eating Kayle. GG. Yeah, Kayle does struggle with being consistent. Although I kind of feel like we're just getting unlucky. Yeah, I'm hoping the new Borderlands game is solid. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about it, or I don't have high expectations, but I'm hoping that the new Borderlands is pretty good. I think we can go for Blades just because it's cheap. I hate the BL4 trailer. I don't know if I really... I saw parts of it, but I never really... Yeah, it looked like more Borderlands. It didn't really look like they evolved or changed it in any meaningful way. But Borderlands can be fun, so I'm just hoping they don't screw it up. Let's try to go for an item chest here. Sure. Wounded White Flame, not too bad. And let's go for Remitter. They added the grappling hook. Oh, okay. I mean, grappling hooks are nice, so I guess that's good. Let's get rid of a couple of these. Actually, most of these. All right, so we have Kayn. We could drop, but I think I'll just drop the Wounded White Flame. It's pretty good for just scaling up. All right. Pretty good. The one issue, though, is we don't have our Kayle. So she's not getting any of these stats. We can drop this here, I suppose. Alright, we drop Kayle.
Drown in shadow.
So we could hold him in hand to wait for him to get some more scaling off. Since we don't have Kayle, I think that's fine. If we did have Kayle, we'd probably want to get rid of him. Alright, let's go ahead, drop this guy, and silence the Scuttlegeist. Yeah, we can drop this as well. We can spread out the buffs a little bit. And then he got hit, and so now he's going to just kill everything. Kayle is pretty fun. Alright, we'll get the scout attack off. Yeah, sadly, once again, ending without our Kayle. Feels bad. I really love Borderlands, but the trailers for the fourth one feels not Borderlandy, a bit more generic looking. I know people didn't like the third one, but I've been liking it a lot. Yeah, I mean, for the third one, I find a lot of the writing pretty cringe, but the gameplay is still fine. I don't really want to get another unit, so getting an equipment I think can be decent for us. And let's try to go for shop. So this would just be on our board. So that's the one good thing, is it's not filling up our hand, and it's not taking up our buffs necessarily. Still though, even though this is a really good power, I don't really want to deal with it right now. If you have the attack token to stun the strongest enemy, sure, double rush them down, that can be fine. Let's go for healer. And let's get rid of the Phantom Prankster. And let's go for Fiora.
I would gut down the opposition.
I don't really like the twins in Borderlands 3. Yeah, I think everyone hated the twins. Really hated Troy in the third one, but once you fight him, I started liking him. Just an edgy anime fan. See, for me, it's been so long since I've played the third one, I don't actually remember it that much. Like, I remember playing it, and I probably dumped like 20 to 30 hours into it, which for like an average video game is pretty good, but I know for like the Borderlands, you can put like hundreds of hours into them. So like, I know I played it, I just don't think I played it a ton. Let's get rid of, honestly, most of these. We want to get our Kayle, and we don't want to have too many units in hand. The boy twin becomes an enemy sword-wielding angel. Right, I remember there really was some weird stuff going on with those two. I think they, yeah, like suck the power out of certain other individuals. Also, I think there was a kid. I think there's a really bratty kid that was super annoying, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's go ahead and drop the winged messenger. Alright, kind of figured they were going to do that. Which is always the funniest thing, is trying to turn their own effects against them.
I'm actually here.
Speaking of hours, I put 1,000 into every single Monster Hunter game. I've actually never played one of those. Yeah, but I don't really hate the kid. Yeah, that could just be me. Like, for me, like, child actors and stuff always just bothered me. Let's drop our Kayle.
Drown in shadow.
Let's play him again to get him out of hand.
They will fear my name.
And let's drop this here. Alright, we have our Kayle. There's only... we don't have that many other people in hand, but this is still causing issues.
I long for a world
Saw your return, master.
Alright. Everyone... Well, she's the only person in hand. Yeah, it's fine.
Protect House Law. Merely a vessel.
Alright, so ton of damage, and now Kayle is actually buffed up. So she'll be able to do a lot.
Break their spirit.
He keeps striking after returning to hand. Yeah. Alright, GG.
It's for the divine to dispense justice.
I feel like this build could work. I just feel like we're not getting
Mind block.
the right luck at all, which is a little bit sad. One more month, you have a new game to put 1,000 hours into. Yeah, the Monster Hunter world, I know a lot of people are super excited about that. I think the problem is more an expectation problem. A lot of people are waiting for a super written game and got a little bit above average one. I don't know. I would feel like Borderlands 3 was below average. I think a lot of the writing was pretty rough. But that being said, it's been years since I've played it, so yeah, ad drop. So we're pausing and waiting. Alrighty. Yeah, like 40 seconds, everyone will be back. Yeah, I was hoping this build was going to work out a bit better, but it's a little sad. All right, everyone is getting back. So for you, Carthians, you said you think the problem is more an expectation problem. A lot of people are waiting for a super written game and got a little bit above average one. In my opinion, I would say it was not above average. I would say it's more below average. And then people were expecting well written, and yeah, it was kind of worse than not only they were expecting, but kind of even like the normal benchmark that they would want for the game. Now, obviously, it is a game where it's trying to be funny and humor can be very subjective. So there's going to be some people that it's going to be totally fine for. But I think for a lot of other people, they just really didn't like the humor at all and thought it was detracting from the game. It's not just like not going positive or negative. It's not just like a baseline, but it's actually taken away from the experience. So I think that it was probably also below average for the writing. But the gameplay is so good, and the loot can be really good, so that can really carry the experience. So you can't kind of just ignore the dialogue entirely and a lot of the just writing in general and still enjoy the game. But all that being said, it has been years since I played Borderlands 3, so my opinion could have changed if I went back and played it. But just from my recollection, I think the writing was below average. Let's get the Colossal Hammer here. It'll really help for Kayle, giving her that damage boost. I follow a lot of comedians, a couple really funny ones of me going to write for like 4. Let's go ahead and go for power here. All right, Titanic Wake. That'll be really nice, as always. Let's go ahead and cut a card. Let's go for Battlesmith. I like playing like 11, 14, or my favorite depends on generation. Probably double blades though, like the mobility. Yeah, Monster Hunter, I see the appeal, but I've never actually played any of them myself. Let's get rid of most of these. Holding on to Cain, increase their odds of Kayle. There we go. All right, let's try to get a couple of these out of hand. Oh, nice. She actually got hit by something. And then this one gets hit by something.
If I didn't forge it, you won't want
All right, so again, our Kayle is getting the least amount of buffs out of everyone. All right, so we're at 10, which we would hope would be higher. Let's, yeah, go ahead and drop this here.
It's dangerous out there. Take this. If I didn't forge it, you won't want it.
I think we'll probably go for a blessing. Yeah, this moment, like, we're really just getting carried by the fact we have really good powers. Alright, so now Kayle is actually, yeah, starting to be a threat, but it's like, we could have already ended.
Been a long path to get you.
Oh, man. GG. There might be some situations where you have to play more defensive, and being able to wait longer like this could be fine. Like maybe if you're playing into where they can't die until round 5, you could maybe just hold on to Kayle and wait to like drop her and nuke the enemy. But yeah, this build's actually been worse than I thought it would even be. Let's see. We can get rid of the Blinded Mystic, which is a little bit sad. Yeah, Secret Technique is carrying and absolutely destroying, but the Gatebreaker is not putting in like any work at all. Jinx Stockpile. All right. Sure, let's save the reroll and money for that. Although, do we actually care about anything for Jinx? Not really, she has a lot of damage effects. I mean, I guess we can just damage the enemy nexus a little bit when we play things. Yeah, I mean, we might just go for the 2-star for more mana. Let's try one reroll. Sure. Right, let's go here for Soldier. Think Secret Technique turns Kayle into a LOR more aggro game plan. I mean, yeah, you're so strong. You're giving your units so many stats every single round that are permanent, but then you're also buffing up your hand so much. It's pretty good. Let's get rid of one of the Kayles. Sure, we can drop this here.
Sure is dark, eh?
And yeah, this unit, the fact that it's scout and everything is just pretty crazy.
Man overboard. Oh, hello there.
But yeah, all of these attacks, and then the Fury and the Fated. Oh look, we actually have a Kayle that's getting hit with some stats. Nice. Sure, we can drop Kayn. I think that's fine. Let's still drop this here.
To slaughter.
Alright, I suppose that's fine. Alright, let's see if one of our Kayles can get hit here. Apparently not. Alright, let's drop this.
Spare the innocent, punish the wicked.
Cowardly still.
Alright, GG.
The rage. Let it loose.
Oh yeah, that's was probably the best we could, the best game we've had with Gatebreaker so far. Gatebreaker wants to be a bit slower, especially since you can't make it always hit Kayle. I mean, yeah, we're trying as much as we can to get rid of all of our other units, but yeah, it's been a bit rough. Both of these are okay. We could get the messenger, then just cut it. Sure. Gatebreaker will carry against Viego, trust. I mean, hopefully. Alright, +1 starting mana, we level a champion, make a super mega death rocket. +1 starting mana, sounds good. That's a good card, let's just get rid of it. And Viego.
No power in this world can stop me.
Yeah, like I didn't think that Gatebreaker would be like great, but I thought it'd be better. Like this has been pretty sad. Let's get rid of both of these just because they're units. Alright, Kayle's getting some hits in. Give an ally last breath, summon the Mirage. I think we're fine. Yeah, it's like this card and then our secret technique is just absolutely annihilating. Sure, we can get rid of this. We don't necessarily want this unit to die.
I do this for her.
Yeah, we can drop that one there. Alright, so we now have all of our units from hand. So all buffs will just hit our Kayle. There we go. Alright, we have Kane, but let's try to drop this here. Alright, there we go. GG. Oh. Yeah, that was actually worked out well there. Yeah, totally carried against Viego. That was the best Viego or the best Gatebreaker fight we had. Oh man. All right, so that was a bit rough. I figured it was gonna be a meme build regardless, but I thought it'd be a little bit more consistent. We only really had, I think, like 2 games where it actually was decent. Most of the time, we were just completely winning without it, and it was not helping us really at all. So I thought this would be a little bit of a better approach than it actually turns out to be. You still can kind of make it work. Maybe there'll be some situations in like the monthlies or specific encounters that this could be good. But yeah, this was actually even worse than I thought it was going to be, sadly. If you read this, please reduce the starting point of stack deck scaling for the LOR team. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, just reducing it down to even like 12 would be pretty good. The fact that it's like 18 for stack deck is pretty rough. Yeah, so this is 12 past 18 at game start. Honestly, they could just get rid of the past 18 at game start. Like, I know this is what you start at. They could maybe do, like, for every 20 cards in your deck, but include the 18 at game start. Or go for, like, the 10. Yeah, I know the 18 is because that's the starter amount in the deck. Like, I am aware of that, but it is a little rough. Like, because also, this is an epic relic. So even having an epic relic, like if it was just 12 cards total and they got rid of the 18 at game start, you're still starting the game just with 1/1 and 200 starting gold. Like that's not crazy for an epic relic. So yeah, I think they could tweak this a little bit to make it a bit better. Because like right now, it's fine in some niche situations, but it's definitely on the lower side for epic relics. And just making it a little bit more playable would be nice. Will you try it now? I mean, I've already tried stack deck. That was one of the first relics. That was maybe the first epic relic I tried. I wouldn't increase the amount you need for every 1/1, but change something. I mean, you could make it 2/2 and it still wouldn't be that broken. How was it? It doesn't. Stack deck doesn't work for Kayle and her like buffing mechanic for her 3-star. of when you buff unit stats also apply to that unit in hand. Pretty much anytime you're actually buffing up your units in game, it contributes. But if it's something that's just like a flat stat increase, like giving an item to your unit in between matches, so like if Kayle gets extra power from getting like that colossal hammer we saw, the 3-1, by playing Kayle, that 3-1 stat increase doesn't apply to units in hand. And also, like, if you add spirit to your unit, if it's not actually in the game but you just get like spirit on the card, that stat increase also isn't going to change. So just like if it's baseline part of the card now, that doesn't affect your units, which is a little sad. All right, that'll be it from me for today, though. I need to go finish up working on the guide because I want to get that done for tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for all hanging out with me today. Hopefully I'll see you guys around. Hope you enjoy the guide that we're going to try to get out tomorrow. So, see you guys.